nowhere.I. So right now in China, men and women are at each other's throats. Not in the quiet way, but in the very loud, public, and daily way. On China's TikTok, on Red Note, in comment sections that goes millions of replies overnight. And in the middle of all the noise, one comment summarizes everything. It goes, society should thank men for not smoking in the crowded public area. But why has nobody thanked women for not bleeding all over public seats? And it got hundreds of thousands likes. That's what I want to talk about today. Not this argument itself, but what's underneath it. Because this didn't come from nowhere. Here's what's been happening on China's most powerful public transportation, trains. Smoking is officially banned inside the carriages. Fair enough, everybody accepts it. But the moment the train pulls into the station, some men are just lighting up on the platform. Before they've even fully stepped off, they light up right in the middle of the crowd. They smoke next to kids, next to elderly passengers, next to people who just don't smoke. And also those who spend 5 hours sitting in the carriages and stepped out just want to have a fresh air. When women complain about this, the response is almost always the same. It's outdoors. Just relax. You are so overreacting. But here are a few pictures of what the crowd looked like. And this is where it gets interesting. These same men are also complaining. They complain about women wear too much perfume on trains, about women doing their makeup on their seats, and they are afraid saying the powder articles affect their breathing and their health. Let's think about that logic. Perfume is too strong. Makeup powder is a health hazard. But smoking on a crowded platform, that's personal freedom. Everyone else just need to accommodate it. So women online didn't take it quietly. The debates gets heated. They got personal, and they're already at a boiling point. And just at the exact moment the sanitary pad story broke, and everything immediately on fire. A few days ago, a woman boarded an overnight train for a long journey. In the middle of the night, while everyone is just asleep, she realized her period has come. She checks with the staff, no sanitary pad available or on sale. She didn't wake up anyone. She didn't make a scene. She took off her own clothes and layered it underneath her body, trying to protect it. By morning, despite everything she did, there's still some blood on the bed sheets. She goes to the attendant, explain exactly what happened, with a very surprising and disappointing response. She is asked to pay 180 RMB, which is $25. She needs to pay a compensation, or she needs to clean it herself. She couldn't afford the fee, so she cleaned the sheets by herself. She did it in the train bathroom. On her period, scrubbing in cold water. What's even more uncomfortable is, not to mess up the bed again, she decided to stand all her rest journey till she can step off the train. Everything here is a true story. Think about the consideration there. Every single decision she made is not to trouble anyone, and the system's response to that is just cold-blood silence. When the story broke out online, it got overheated. The Railway Bureau have to come out with a statement. The ticket fee has already included the cleaning fee. No extra charge is necessary. As if the problem is just the $25. As if a woman standing in the train corridor for the whole journey on her period was fine. The real problem that the statements have completely avoided is that train sell instant noodle, sell snacks. It provides hot water. You have tissue papers. You have nuts. You even have fresh fruits, coffees, but no space for a single sanitary pad. One comment got lots of likes, goes, "I'm a girl crying watching this. Why is society so unfair to women?" And another one says it more clearly. It goes, "Women are just too nice to live on this planet. We could have let it bleed everywhere. We could have made everything dirty. But there you can see no blood. Because half of the human population decided to keep it clean. They want to keep themselves and other people around clean. And this is what they get for it." Now some progress has happened. After enough public pressure, certain high-speed train lines now start stocking sanitary pads through pilot programs. Some crew members adopted a rule. If there is a dining car, there must be pads. Real movement, even slow and uneven. But when journalists try to call China's national rail platform the service line, they ask if whether all trains now provide sanitary pads. The official answer is, we recommend passengers to bring their own. Simple words, bring your own. Is it because your body should have checked the train schedule first? Meanwhile, look at what's happening all over the world. South Korea, starting from this July, will be rolling out free sanitary pad in public faculties, not as a pilot, but a real policy. The same way you'd expect a public bathroom to have a soap. Scotland have some okay countries have been doing this for years. They started to do this since 2020. China and South Korea are not so different in how they think about traditions, public space, about genders, but right now there is a very visible gap there in where they've arrived in these very specific questions. And the gap is part of why Chinese women are just so angry. And I also want to say something about how human rights actually move forwards. Because sometimes some people will misread what's happening online and call it just chaos. Indoor smoking in China felt radical when they were being debated. Restaurant owners said it would just kill their business. Smokers complained that it was government overreach. The people pushing for it were told they were too sensitive. But today, almost nobody will think twice about a smoke-free restaurant. That normal shifted because people kept saying it in the public. They're saying it's not okay until the cost of ignoring these questions became higher than the cost of changing. Nursing room in train stations, in shopping malls, in company offices, accessibility ramps, air conditioning as standard. Every single thing we feel so obvious today was once considered an overreacting ask or demand by someone. Many of the rights we enjoy today are things past generation tried so hard to fight. What's happening on Chinese social media right now, heated, messy, almost over the top, is the same process in real time. The very uncomfortable debates of today are the normalized standards of tomorrow. And I want to be honest with where I stand. I'm not here to declare any winner of this gender debate, but I will say this. A woman who spent an entire uncomfortable night trying to not troubling anyone, she deserves better. From the train, from the system, from the attendant, from the response when she asks for help. And the women speaking up for this, posting about it, keeping it on social media agenda, even when they are told they are overreacting, I will always support that. Not because every argument made online is perfect, but because this is how the needle moves. That's how a pilot program on 150 trains become a national standard. That's how bring your own can eventually goes to, of course, we will provide the sanitary pads. And I think the world we want to live in today doesn't arrive by itself. It gets built by people who refuse to stop talking about what's missing. And lastly, I want to leave you something that's actually helpful. So listen out here. First, if you smoke outdoors, here's what the research says. A single cigarette outdoor can affect air quality nearly 9 meters around you. That's roughly the length of a bus. Wind will change that as well. If you are upwind of people, it's less. If it's downwind, it carries further. Research measuring PM 2.5 particles found that the smoke is still detectable after 9 meters from a single cigarette. So the minimum respect for distance from other people when you are smoking outdoor is at least 9 meters. On a packed train station or platform, that's genuinely impossible, which is exactly why the debate exists. And second, if you are regularly exposed to smokes, especially a secondhand smoke, here's what's happening to your body. Studies show that the damage from secondhand smoke starts in as little as 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, your arteries become less flexible, the same effect as actually smoking a cigarette yourself. After 20 to 30 minutes, your body starts clotting and fat deposits in blood vessels begin increasing your risk of having a heart attack and stroke. For people who are exposed daily, like commuting, working near smokers, living with a smoker, the long-term risk of coronary heart disease goes up by 25 to 30%, and stroke risk increases by 20 to 30% as well. These are not small numbers. There is no outdoor distance that actually makes secondhand smoke completely harmless. But 9 meters upwind away from the crowds. That's the minimum if you want to be a considerate smoker. And if you are a non-smoker dealing with this daily, you are not overreacting. The biology and the research can back you up here. That's all I want to share today. I hope we can all live in a clean and better future. Comment and subscribe if you like this video. I'll see you in the next video.